You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Y&R fans. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I want to talk about how well that Tucker's honey trap is working, but I still wonder if he's barking up the wrong tree with his Abbott revenge. On Y&R this week, we have Tucker McCall's plans kicking up a notch, including one that is triggered by a honey trap and another that has roots that you will not believe. Will Tucker get the better of Jack Abbott and the rest of the Legacy family? Let's talk about it. But hey, if you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our Young and the Restless updates. First off, if you don't know the phrase honey trap, it is a ploy using a romantic or sexual encounter to get information from someone. In this case on Y&R, it's how Tucker deployed Audra Charles to get info on the Abbotts from Kyle so that he can further his revenge and Jabot takeover plan. And boy, did it work like a charm. Even though Kyle was taking a close look at his ex-wife Summer Newman at his parents' wedding vow renewal, he also noticed that Summer had her eye on Chance Chancellor. And then bam, there was Audra crashing the party looking sleek and sexy. And Audra did take a moment to let Nikki Newman know that she was not going to let her dictate her love life and who she can see. So on Tuesday's episode, on the 11th, Audra puts herself right in front of Kyle, but over at the GCAC after his parents' big event, she is going to go to work on him. I'm sorry, I think Tuesday is the 10th. I think I said the wrong date, but on Tuesday. So Audra tells Kyle on Tuesday she misses him, and then he reminds her, oh, remember you dumped me and fired me, but all Audra has to say is that she'll find a way to make it up to him. And guess what? He's upstairs lickety-split, naked and messing up her sheets. Talk about the world's most gullible guy. Audra just did a 180 and he barely questioned it, probably because he was too busy looking at the boobs and the backside. Kyle tripped straight into her honey trap and almost immediately offered up valuable info that Tucker is going to be thrilled to hear when Audra makes her report, as she surely will. After their makeup sex session, Kyle immediately started blabbing family business to Audra, a woman who is a known associate of Tucker's, someone that Kyle knows hates their family and is plotting revenge. He has heard all this from Diane and Jack and Billy, but no, he's just running his mouth because he got his jollies off and isn't thinking clearly. That's what a honey trap is all about, y'all. Nonetheless, knowing all this about Audra, Kyle is just spilling his guts. He tells Audra that he might be going back to work at Jabot if his dad goes ahead and fires Billy Abbott. So she is then wondering if Jack wouldn't just promote Diane to that job instead of giving it to Kyle, but Kyle quickly corrects her. Kyle says Diane is not ready for the co-CEO job and it's already been offered to him. Plus, viewers know that Diane would much rather Kyle have that job than her because she just wants him back at Jabot working with her and Jack. And she would never take something away that he wanted. So Kyle tells Audra that if Jack doesn't axe Billy, he's just going to look elsewhere for a job. So that is very helpful info for Tucker. He might even run and drop hints to Billy that Kyle's about to get his job and let the seeds of discord blossom. So what I'm also wondering is if Audra is going to be bouncing from one bed buddy to the next. She's straddling Kyle to pump him for information, so it would be really creepy if she's also warming Tucker's sheets. I do think that she is going to be double dipping. After all, diddling Kyle is just a job assignment handed to her by Tucker, and she was certainly happy enough to hop in bed with Tucker recently too. When all that comes out, you can bet that Kyle is going to feel pretty foolish, but for right now, he's just happy she invited him back to her bed, which I think needs a revolving door or some kind of ticket booth to get into. It's just icky. As for the other part of Tucker McCall's plan, it's definitely one that has me wanting to make a ton of bad puns. I'm going to make a few, but not as many as I want to, so bear with me. Like, maybe the Abbotts should root out his plan. Tucker needs to leave them alone. He's barking up the wrong tree. All right, you get it right. It's all bad tree puns. Tucker stopped off at the Abbott mansion to crash the vow renewal and left a gift. Billy and Tracy open it up without Jack and Diane being in the room, and Jack fusses a little, but Diane's like, no, I'm glad they unboxed it. It's a bonsai tree, and it's got an insect in it, or a bug, is what I should say. Yep, Tucker dropped off a little tree with a mic cleverly planted, and now he's listening to them talk. Already, Tucker's takeover plan is looking pretty crafty. As the Abbotts talk about the gift of the tree, they're also discussing Tucker and what he might be up to. Meanwhile, mean Mr. McCall is sitting at the bar at the GCAC, listening to them chatter as he monitors the bug through his cell phone. So between this tree and the Audra honey trap, it seems like it won't be too long before Tucker McCall has the ammo he needs to try and rip the Abbotts apart and make a play to steal Jabot from them. And this is all because his bride, Ashley, didn't want to get into business with him, and she wanted to stay at the family business. Talk about a petty Betty grudge holder. Tucker's being a big old baby. But I don't think that's going to stop him. Spoilers for Wednesday say Jack outsmarts Tucker. So I do wonder if the Abbott patriarch might look that gift horse in the mouth, poke around the tree, and find the hidden bug. If he did, that would be a fun twist because the Abbotts could start feeding him false info. I'd be down for that. Then there's also a spoiler for next week, the week of October 16th through the 20th, that says Ashley Abbott fights back. She's not going to be fighting back against her family, so that sounds to me like she might learn that Tucker has been targeting her family and she decides to hit him back, hit him where it hurts. I do enjoy Tucker. I will say that. Trevor St John is a hoot. He chews the scenery. He is a whole lot of fun. But at the same time, I do not want Tucker to get away with doing the Abbotts dirty. So what do you guys think? Is Tucker's Trojan horse tree going to get the job done? Or will Jack not be able to leave it alone and he goes poking around the branches and finds the bug? Then he could turn the tables on Tucker. How do you want to see this go? And are you disappointed that Kyle played right into Audra's scheming hands and couldn't wait to get his pants off? Let us know what you think in the comments. Click subscribe if you haven't already, and definitely click a like if you enjoyed this. Come back soon for more on Young and the Restless. This has been Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.